Hello my friends, it is January 1st, 2015. Just posted my top 14 of 2014, so if you missed that, it's below. But it's January 1st, which means Friends is now on Netflix. Also, December is over, so I thought it'd be the perfect time to wrap up the month and share with you everything that I read. I'm actually very pleased with what I read. I finished 11 books, including graphic novels, and then I almost completed a 12th, and I'm halfway through a 13th. So, it's pretty good compared to my last month's, one book and one novella. Yeah, so I'm doing pretty good. So the first book I read was Amy and Roger's Epic Detour by Morgan Matson. This is the second book I've read by her, and I loved it. Not as much as Since You've Been Gone, but it was still incredible and still 5 stars. I highly recommend it if you love contemporaries. It was super light and fun, and it was about a road trip, which road trips are so much fun. I only had like one problem with it towards the end, which I actually talk about that in my discussion video, so if you've read this and you want to know more about that, I will link it below for you. But one of my favorite things about this was that Morgan Matson actually went on this road trip. So there are pictures and things inside of this that Morgan actually took and then included. So there's like all of these pictures, and then there's playlists in this, just like in Since You've Been Gone, and there's like little doodles and things. So I love that, and I thought it really just brought it more to life, and it just felt a lot more real. So I definitely recommend this if you like contemporaries. The next book I reread was Mockingjay. I really wanted to reread this because the movie came out, and then also I was in a live show with some other booktubers. So if you missed that, I will link it below. We talked about the book and the movie. But the second time reading this was amazing. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I don't know why I used to think that this was like my least favorite of the 3. But the first time I read it, I didn't care for the ending too much. And I don't know, I don't really remember what I was thinking. But like I said, I reread it and loved it. I thought the movie was amazing and just, it was awesome. I can't wait for the second part of the movie now. So the next graphic novel I read was Saga Volume 3. And I really enjoyed it, just like the other 2. I think that, I don't know what was my favorite so far. This one was, really good. But I think this is just such an interesting series. Very graphic, like as in, definitely not for little kids. It's rated M for mature for a reason, so if you're a little kid watching this, don't pick this up yet. But besides that, I definitely like it, and I think it's a really cool story. I'm looking forward to continuing. I saw that the 4th volume is out, so I want to get that. Next, I read the long-awaited final book in the Darkest Minds trilogy, In the Afterlight by Alexandra Bracken. I loved this. I thought it was fantastic. I did do a discussion video over this, so if you want to watch that, I will link it below. I thought this was one of the best endings to a trilogy. I just was very happy with it. I thought it was just really good. I gave it 5 stars, and this is one of my favorite trilogies ever. Next, I picked up another graphic novel from the library, and before I got it, but then I decided first I better reread the first volume, and that is the Twilight graphic novels. So I've already read this one once, like I said, but I quickly flew through it, reread it, so that I could read the second volume. And I do like these graphic novels. I think I gave it 4 stars. It's just very fun. I will say it's a little weird because I mentioned it when I talked about this one in the past. Some of it is done in like drawings, and then some of it's like pictures. So there'll be like a picture of a car next to a drawing of clearly Edward, and it's just a little odd, but it's still good. Of course, I am a huge fan of the Twilight series, and I have reread those books many times, so reading the graphic novels when so much has been taken out is a little irritating. It's still good. It's still a good story, and they still did a good job. It was very fun to see. The only visual reference we have is the movies, and they've changed things, and you know what I mean. So this is very true to the books. Obviously, it's just the book in graphic form, so it's just the book and pictures. I just wish that they wouldn't have had to leave out so much, and it's cute because, oh, they're wrong. It's cute because they do match up, but I do want to get the New Moon graphic novels just for fun. I don't think the Eclipse graphic novels are out, so either they're still working on that or they're not going to come out with those. I don't know. So this next book is classified as a new adult, I believe. It is Boomerang. Some of you may have heard of it. I picked this up just because so many bloggers that I follow said that this was the best, and they compared it to just being like a rom-com, and so I was really interested in it. This is actually Veronica Rossi and Noelle August? Is that how you say her name? I don't even know. But unfortunately, I was disappointed. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. The reason why I was disappointed is not because, you know, I thought this was going to be the best book ever and then I started reading and it wasn't. Because I tried to not do that with books. I really try to go in with an open mind, and that's how I feel like you can really fully appreciate books. I was disappointed because I started this book and it actually reminded me of the beginning of Grey's Anatomy, and I really enjoyed it, and I was smiling, and I thought, oh, this is going to be good. These characters, everything, this is just going to be so much fun. So then a couple chapters passed, and it just got worse and worse to me as the book went on, to where I really wasn't enjoying myself anymore, and I just didn't think it was that good. So by the end, I just thought it was okay, but I was disappointed that it started out, in my opinion, so great and so much fun. So some of you will probably just love this and you won't agree with me and you thought it was perfect the whole way through. On Goodreads, I know a lot of my friends have given this 5 out of 5 stars. So definitely check this out, but it is definitely kind of, I could see it being like, if this was a movie, just like a romantic comedy, very fun and light, and it's about these two like co-workers competing for the same position at this business and stuff, and it's super fun. But I just unfortunately was a little disappointed. Next on the list, we have Adventure Time Volume 2, and I have been flying through these. I've got a few more from the library I want to check out, and there's not much to say other than it was just really fun. And I will say sometimes these graphic novels do tend to jump around quite a bit, so I've got one coming up here that is like the complete opposite. It's very easy to read, very easy to follow along. This one just seems a little crazy. I do an okay job of following along. I just feel like some people reading this would just be like, what the heck? This next book I actually included in my top 14 of 2014. It is my favorite graphic novel of the year, and that is Anya's Ghost. This is a library copy, so I want to get my own, but it was so good. Like I just said, it was not hard to follow at all. I loved the pictures, and just the story behind it was, in my opinion, incredible. I really just connected really well to this, and I really liked the characters, and it was very fun and surprising. It surprised me, which I love it when books surprise me. But yeah, I'm just now really getting into graphic novels. I was recommended this one, so thank you to those that recommended this to me. But yeah, I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I loved it. Next, I read The Demon King by Cinda Williams-Chima. I don't own it, unfortunately, but it was fantastic. 5 out of 5 stars. I actually meant to include it in my top 14 of 2014. Completely forgot. Since I don't have a physical copy, it's hard for me sometimes, like the whole out of sight, out of mind. I'm really bad about that with ebooks, just kind of totally forgetting about them. But it was definitely my, I would say, second favorite fantasy book after like the Throne of Glass series this year. It was awesome. If you're a fan of fantasy, I definitely recommend it. It was just very refreshing, and it was very compelling, and I didn't want to stop reading, and I just really loved the characters, and it was such, I love the world building, and I love that there's wizards and this magic, and there's a princess. A lot of my favorite things, honestly, in a book. I love it when there's some romance, but then there's action, and there's murder, and treason, and magic, and princesses, and pretty dresses, and, you know, horseback riding, and that's my favorite thing. That's why I love fantasy. If that sounds like your thing, pick up The Demon King. I'm currently reading the second one and loving it. And then last, I have to show you In Real Life, and I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I did really enjoy it, probably closer to 4.5 stars, and it switches back and forth between this girl and her like real life, and then this girl in this video game. I just really enjoyed it. I thought it was a very good read. I liked the drawings, and I thought it had, you know, some good messages for sure. And I didn't like it as much as Anya's Ghost, but I still really, really enjoyed it. That was all that I read this month. I'm very happy with my reading month. I'm very happy I could finish out the month strong. Oh wait, no. I totally forgot to mention, so I said that I'm currently in the middle of The Exiled Queen, which is fantastic, and I'm loving it. I'm like 40% of the way finished, and then I'm also almost finished with My True Love Gave to Me. The live show is actually pushed off to January 4th on a Sunday. I'll put more details below. It's going to be on the Booktubers channel, and there's going to be me, the booktuber, Jesse the Reader, and Kai-tastic. We're all going to be talking about this. I've got a lot of post-its and things, so I've kind of broken it all up so I can remember which story is which. And I only have like 2 stories left. I'm going to finish it tonight, and I can't wait to discuss it with my friends and then also you guys, and you guys can ask questions, and it's going to be really fun. Well guys, that was all that I had for you. Let me know if you read any of these books. Let me know what you read in December, maybe what your favorite book was. I'm going to go, but I hope you guys have a great day. Join me back tomorrow. I will be discussing the books that I would like to read in this month of January. Also, my most anticipated reads of 2015 is coming very, very soon, within a day or two. So wait for that as well. I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye!